me start with science versus social science. In the science, we have a law. Physics, chemistry, etc. We have the laws, and laws are universal and they can be checked empirically. So this is called as the universal, and they can be checked as empirically. Empirically means by experimentation, by collecting the data, checking, the laws can be verified. So when we are taught about E is equal to mc square, or V is equal to U plus AT, or Kepler's law of outer motion, or laws of chemistry, etc. So they are universal and applicable, and this help us in future prediction. On the other hand, in social sciences, we don't have a law, we have a theory. Theory again means there is a set of like X lead to Y and Y lead to G, and it works most of the time. It works most of the time, not all the time, but it works most of the time. So we have the two sorts. So first question comes how to make a theory. So we have the two sort of the research approaches. These approaches are qualitative and quantitative. I'm not discussing these things in detail. Just see, qualitative is where you make the theory. The things here are like phenomenology, ethnography, grounded theory. Basically, from the knowledge of the people which exist, we make the theory. We talk to the people, we put it to the words. So here in the qualitative, your writing is very, very essential. Generally, people write books, write the blogs, make the video or the movie. That's the qualitative. In the quantitative, we start with the theory. In the quantitative, we start with the theory, and then that theory can be either validated. You say, yes, theory works fantastic, fine. Or you may refute it and make any sort of new addition in the theory. So here, basically, we look for the bias should not be there. So here is the case in the quantitative, we avoid the words like I, me, etc. So we say not me, rather the data is saying such. I'm not saying, anybody in my place will find that data is saying, the results are deduced from this. This one is called as the inductive approach, and the second one is called as the deductive approach. Where is ISM? ISM is someone in between where we don't have a theory and we wish to make a model of it. We don't have a theory. The concept is so new. Concept is so new that we don't have a theory with it. But we want to work with. So here we will start with framework. Let me start with something called the framework. In the framework, there are the two sides of the framework. One is a theoretical framework. A theoretical framework is one when you start with the theory, but the first question will come, what is the novelty? What is the gap? What exactly you want to bring? So that's why we connect some of the theories. So let's see one of the paper here. Shreya, is the paper visible to you?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Okay. So this is the paper Understanding the Diffusion and Adoption of Bitcoin Transaction Services Integrated Approach. Now, in this one, the authors have taken a couple of theories, and they start with this, that innovation diffusion theory, benefit risk concept, transaction cost theory, all this theory and theory of planned behavior. 4 concepts they have taken and made a holistic model. Now, you can see when we say innovation diffusion theory, so basically the theory must be like that. Complexity, compatibility, observability, triability has an effect on attitude. Likewise, when we study the benefit cost, it must have been like this. Risk and the benefit has an effect on attitude, and benefit has additional effect on intention. Likewise, the another theory here, it says transaction cost theory, that the cost has an effect on intention. And finally, there is something theory of planned behavior. Attitude has an effect on intention. So the authors have clubbed the 4 different theories, and then they make one holistic model. The various words used here are integrated, holistic, comprehensive. These words are used when there are a couple of theories, they are connected. Now, please remember, when you take something from a theory, it's always a relation is taken, not a variable. You can't say that I have taken perceived risk from this. No, no. We will say I have taken this particular relation that the benefit has an effect on attitude. For example, theory of planned behavior contain other variables also, but they have taken only one relation from a theory. So we borrow a relation, not a variable from a theory. And the second thing is there must be something common on which you can pivot, you can add. So can you see attitude is present at least in 3 of the theories. So attitude is there in the theory of planned behavior. It is there in this theory, innovation diffusion theory, and attitude is there in this theory also. So we put it at the center and attach, make a comprehensive theory. Likewise, intention to use is there in at least 3 theories. One, it's available in this one, transaction cost theory. Second, it is there in theory of planned behavior. And third, it's there in the benefit risk concept. So using these, they made the theoretical framework. Now, framework and model, I am using interchangeably. Framework simply tells which is independent, which is dependent, how they are connected, their role, dependent, independent, mediator, etc. That is the theoretical framework. The second sort of framework we call is the conceptual framework. Now, conceptual framework starts when there are not any particular theory. Theories are not there. Now the question comes, okay, how we'll start? So here we always have the experts. Number one, we always have the experts. Number two, we go to the experts and present them certain variables and ask them for the paired comparison. Ask them for the paired comparison. We say, please tell out of the what sort of relationship they have. When we ask this paired comparison, we use a VAXO framework, VAXO. I will just come to that. What is VAXO? So what we'll do, we will take the responses from the experts and using some computations, we will make a model. Now here a couple of things are there. Who are the experts? Generally, we take 3 sort of the experts. It's academicians, professors who work in this area. Now, I might sound some contradictory myself. On one side, I said there are not enough theories, but there is always some sort of experts are there. The people who know about that, people who are writing about that, anticipate, they are called as the academicians. It might be the industry persons, if the concept they are providing in the industry using, or it might be the end user. 3 sort of experts are there. Now, it is possible that there is only one, like only academicians are there, or maybe 2 industry people, maybe industry people, etc. are the same. So let me give an example here. One scholar is working on artificial intelligent enabled voice assistance, AI enabled voice assistance. Now here, how the voice assistants like your Alexa, Apple Siri, Cortana, how they work. So academicians are there who are writing paper from years on this area. Then there are the industry means the developer who are making those gadgets, and then end user who actually uses Apple Siri or Alexa. So 3 sort of experts we will take. Their names are not given in the paper. Their characteristics will be given, like who these people are, their something details of those are given. Generally, we take odd number of experts. Why? So that in case of any confusion, we will go with the majority. We will ask them question, what if they don't have of the same opinion? Then we'll go with the majority. The second comes to the variable. For the variable, it must be referred in any of the study. Now, again, it seems contradictory. On the one side, I said there is no study or no review of literature. But here I'm not saying that we say that the A leads to B. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that somebody must have worked on that A, variable A is an important variable in this domain. Somebody has talked about that. You must know about that, and there must be a conceptual definition of that variable. What exactly is that thing? So I'm not saying about the review of literature, the A lead to B. I'm not saying that. I'm saying simply somebody must say that this is an important variable in this domain. So a couple of studies must be there. Generally, 3 studies are good. If you can mention 2 or 3 study that these I have referred that these variables are important in this domain. And then we'll go for the paired comparison. For example, I have the 2-3 things. Let's call them as PQRS. So I will write the variable PQRS here and PQRS, I will write it here. I will go for the paired comparison. The first thing is we will take only the upper triangular matrix. You can take lower triangular also. So of all the pair, these things I will not get the dot. Now I will come to you. If you are expert, I will say, please see P and the Q and tell me whether P has an effect on Q. Tell me about the IDV-DV status. Now, 4 possibilities are there. If you say only P has an effect on Q, your answer will be V. Now, these are some special word from the Vexo. If you say only row causes column, only the effect of P on Q is there, your answer will be V. If you feel no, it's a reverse, Q has an effect on P, your answer will be A. If you say I feel both influence each other, P influences Q and Q influences P, your answer will be X. And if you say P is not related with Q, no relation, your answer will be O. Please check this, whether this particular thing is clear or not. What is Vexo? So Vexo simply says that whether P means always read it from the perspective of row. Whether row causes column. What is meant by causes? Out of the two, you will try to see who is dependent, who is independent. Try to see that. So if you can just see that out of the two, this is dependent, this is independent, row causes the column, then your answer will be V. If column causes the row, your answer will be A. If both influence each other, answer will be X. If no relation, answer will be O. Now, it's better we will go for some example, which is a practical example, and see the calculation. Now here, I'm going ahead with couple of variables which are there in the life of a research scholar. So let's see what are the variables today and in the forthcoming in the life of a research scholar, or even before the research scholar, a PG student aspiring to take admission in PhD. So let's go with the 4-5 things. And these 4-5 things are, I will go ahead with the first one as PhD admission. First is PhD admission. The second, I say, after the PhD admission, there must be some sort of, let's say, the job. In the process, we get some exposure and the development. Then there is a promotion also. And there is a happiness also. We are starting with these 5. So these are the 5 things. Now, you will be an expert and I will ask you these things one by one. Okay. So here we will get it together and we'll also understand what sort of challenges we face when we go through this sort of the work. So I have an Excel file here with me. In the Excel file, I have written ADM for admission. Then DEV is the development, then job, promotion, and the happiness. These are the 5 things. So I will ask you to make such table, this table 5 by 5 table. At the time of data collection, we will just get the data for the upper triangular matrix. We will not take the lower triangular matrix. We will make from table 1, we will make the table number 2. Now, I will talk to Arun sir, and here we will talk. Arun sir, admission leads to development. When you take admission in the PhD, there will be some exposure and the development. Do you agree?
Yeah, admission will lead to development. Yes.
Yeah. And the second thing is reverse case possible. So Arun sir, we will look for all possible scenario, whether development will get you admission. If you have exposure, will you get admission in the PhD? Let's assume probably no, because there might be some very knowledgeable person. In PhD, there is a procedure. You have to crack the exam and then there is a interview process, etc. So I don't believe that the development has an effect on the admission. Now here, you might have a different opinion. So that's why what we'll do, how we actually do such sessions. So we can have a Zoom meeting or we can have a Google Meet with all of the people who are my experts. And for this question, they tell me about admission and development, who influences whom. So they will talk among themselves, they will try to convince themselves, and I will say, on behalf of the group, please give me one answer, whether it's a V or A or X or O. Give me one answer. I cannot go for the different people. You convince each other, and then simply you just say that answer is V. So here, I hope you understand how we'll go ahead with that. V means only admission causes the development. Reverse, I am saying no, admission is not causing this. Again, I am saying this is just a demo exercise. We are not debating on this issue. We are discussing ISM here. But when the people will go through all sort of this discussion, they will give you one answer.
So there are two questions from the participants. One is whether these variables are taken from the literature,
Yes.
and second, how to aggregate the responses of several experts in making this table.
Okay. So the first thing is these all the factors we must take from the literature. So you are working in an area where there are a couple of things here and there, but there is no theory. People have not written or developed any sort of the theory. So there you take the variable, ask the people one by one, which one is dependent, which one is independent. How we'll do that? We will conduct a meeting, which can be a Zoom meeting or it can be a Google Meet. And there we can ask the people, like, please tell out of the two, what sort of relationship is there? Only four relationships are possible. Like here we can say admission has an effect on development, or we can say that development has an admission on effect on admission, or third we can say that both influences each other, or fourth is there is no relation. Only four possibilities are there. In case the different people have different point of view, then we will go with majority. So in the literature that says we will go with mode. Mode means we'll simply say the answer having the maximum frequency, where maximum people will agree, we will go with that. And that's one of the reason we take odd number of experts in this case.
Do we get experts to liberty to add some variables in the list?
No, experts don't add. Since the point is, see, again, here you can talk to the experts that I wish to conduct such exercise. So what are the things? So pre-meeting, you can talk to them and take the experts. But while going in the meeting, there should not be addition or deletion. And the minimum number of experts, again, there is no such hard and fast thing given, like it should be 7 or 10. Generally, 10 to 15 is a good number. 10 to 15 is a good number generally. So that's enough. Keep it as odd number so that in case of any voting required, then we can go with the majority. There is one more third thing. How many comparisons will be required? So here, let me write. The number of comparisons are given by the formula n into n minus 1 divided by 2. Like in this case, if you see, how many variables I have? I have 5. So 5 into 4 by 2. So 10 such comparisons will be required. 10 comparisons, including VAXO, will be required. So let's go ahead. I'm taking just very fast data. I will come back when we'll start with the TISM and FISM. I will come to this once again. So let's go for here. Admission has an effect on job? Certainly, yes. Whether admission has an effect on promotion? Well, for the promotion, you need to be in the job. A PhD admission cannot get you the job. Well, let's talk about only full-time, not the part-time. And neither the promotion can give you admission. So let's go ahead with VO. O means no relation. Admissions makes you happy? Yes. Now here some interesting things will come. I was taking this workshop in about this session in one particular university, and I asked, admission, PhD admission makes you happy? And their reply was initially. Now, this is something really, really wonderful. Initially, it makes you happy, but then you find, okay, what is going on with me? This particular thing, when you answer slightly more, less, yes, sometimes, this enters into the zone of fuzzy ISM. Fuzzy means incomplete. We will come to that in the third part of our session today. Whether development, with the development you get the job, yes. And whether with the job you get a development, if you are on the job, do you get exposure? Probably yes. And if you have exposure, you get a job? Probably yes. So let's begin with the O here. Development will give you promotion. Yes. And promotion gives you development. Promotion gives you development. You can think of, maybe some people say that added responsibilities are there. You get some exposure. Development is just overall learning, knowledge, that part. So here, let's begin with V. Development gives you happiness. Probably yes. Jobs gives you promotion. Yes. Jobs gives you happiness. Yes. And promotion gives you happiness. Yes. So in your notebook, please note these things. Again, I'm saying this is, I'm just starting with a dummy. You might say, no, I disagree on some of the points. It can be something else. I know that. But let's begin with this sort of stuff that VO, etc. This thing we are working with. Now, table 1 we have done from the experts. I repeat, it will be done not in one go. Generally, people don't take 5 only. People take 8, 10, 15, 17, 20, such things. And number of comparisons are huge. So a couple of sessions are required. So we have done 2 such things. And we actually collected the data for more than a month. After, on every weekend, we used to sit, ask the experts. So getting the experts on a one time is tricky. Then generally it happens, you will be able to get only one row in 1 hour or more. People discuss and discuss for one particular variable. They will take half an hour or more. So be patient, go with the workshop framework. Only 4 possibilities are there. And always read in terms of whether the row causes column or column causes the row, this way. Let's go for the table number 2. We will make 7 or more such tables. Now, in the table number 2, what we will do, we have to convert it into the binary number. We have to convert this entire table into binary. How we'll do that? We will do that using, so let's first copy and paste. So this is my format. In this format, please see once again what is meant by, okay, let's put the diagonal as the 1. Put the diagonal as the 1. So here, what is meant by the 1? 1 means effect is there, and 0 will be called as the no effect is there. So 1 means there is an effect. So that's sort of a arrow, and 0 means there is a no arrow, no effect. So I'm saying admission has an effect on admission, development on admission. So it is simply a assumption. It's simply a way to start with. I will explain why we are keeping it as 1. What is meant by admission has effect on admission. Initially, you say it's simply a sort of starting point. You need to put diagonal as the 1. And now you will see for rest of the all, they have actually the 2, every pair comes 2 times. For example, see here, admission causes development and development causes admission. Admission causes promotion and promotion causes admission. 2 pairs are there. Now these 2 pairs we will fill on the basis of V. Now what is meant by the V? V means wherever you have put the V, 1 there and other pair. So let me write like this pair and the other pair. Other pair is 0. See, Arun sir, when I say admission has an effect on development and the answer is V, it means the experts have said that development has no effect on the admission. Is that correct?
Yes.
The
Yes.
meaning of the V
So
is
yes.
the development, look at the job. Job has an effect on development and development has an effect on job. Always read from the row perspective. So what is meant by the V? It will say that according to the experts, admission has an effect on development. I will put 1 here, but development has no effect on admission. So from development to admission, I will put 0. This is the point. So this pair is 1. This pair means where is the V? Put there as the 1 and the other pair 0. In A, it's just the reverse. In X, both will be the 1, and in O, both will be the 0. Try to replace this and make it as the binary table. And name of this table is, let's call it as Initial Reachability Matrix. Its name will be Initial Reachability Matrix. Reachability means from here where we can go. Initial Reachability Matrix. Let's see the job. The answer V means admission has an effect on job, but since there is a V, it means job has no effect on admission. Admission has an effect on job, put 1, and from job to admission, come to the other pair. Since it was the V, put there at 0. What about the X? Development has an effect on job and job have an effect on the admission. It means 1 here and 1 here. What is meant by the O? Admission has no effect on promotion and neither promotion causes admission. 0 here, and from promotion to admission, 0 here. So like this entire is V. So it means everyone causes happiness, but happiness does not cause others. I'm a little fast. See one by one. Development has an effect on the promotion. So development to promotion 1, but the reverse, promotion has no effect. That's what meant by this. So from promotion to development, this will be 0. And V means this is 1, this is 0.
So there are two questions from the participants.
Yes, please.
So there are two questions. First is how many variables should we take? And second is, do we need to discuss with experts in panel or one by one?
Okay, so let me repeat. You decide about the variables. There is no such limit. So here comes the content validity part. When you are talking in one particular domain, look how many variables are there. So better to talk to the experts. I'm saying again, no theory is available. Review of literature is very, very limited, but the concept is there. People know about that. So in that case, what you will say, you will go to the people, ask them, what should I ask? So ask the expert the first question, what are the things I should ask the other experts? When you feel it's a holistic, I have collected enough, all the things, number of variable, you will decide. Experts, you will decide. Experts are from academicians, from industry, user, and you can be there. Next thing comes, how to take the data. Generally, we conduct the Google Meet or we conduct the Zoom meeting, ask them online because going offline is very costly, tricky. Ask them to go offline and just present a case that I have admission and the development. You tell me only 4 possibilities are there. Only row causes column, or only column causes the row, or both influence each other, or there is no relation. That's called VAXO. The terminology is fixed, VAXO. So wherever V is there, the meaning of the V is only row, only admission has an effect on development. So admission to development, I put 1. But the other one, development to admission, I will put 0 because here it means there is no such a relation. So let me put this as some color in it so that we can know this is something as a starting point I have given. This I have given just as a starting point.
I think, sir, one of the queries are there, sir. So there is
Yeah.
one query by saying why C14 is at 1. C14.
C14.
The cell C14, why is it 1? Yeah.
Y is 1. Yes, please check it. Here it says development. What is meant by the X? X means both causes each other. It means development has an effect on the job, and X means job also has an effect on development. How to read? Always read from the row perspective. From development to job, I put 1, and from job to development, I put 1. Put 1 on both of these. Whenever X is there, put 1 on both the pairs. V means wherever V is written, that particular cell. So instead of pair, shall I write this cell? This cell or this pair, this cell put 1. For example, check it out, this V. So from development to happiness, I will put 1. And the other, V means reverse is not possible. So from happiness to development, I will put 0.
So, sir, first question is kindly tell if number of rows and columns are different, then can we apply in this similar way?
Cannot be. The same number of variable will be in the row in the column. 5 by 5, 6 by 6, 7 by 7. The same number will be in the row as well as column. It cannot be different. Next question.
Okay, the second question is so in IRM the relationship shall be examined both way, row to column and column to row.
Absolutely. So in the table number 1, we go both ways from row to column and from column to row. And then like see, X is possible only when you feel that both V and A are there. Only then you come to the X. If you feel only one way, like here I am saying admission will get you the job, but if your job, that doesn't mean you will get the PhD admission. Reverse is not there, so I will go only with the V. But look at this. From development, from exposure, you get the job. Also, if you are the job, you get to learn a number of things. So both are there. When both are there, we will go ahead with the X here.
Yes, sir. Participants have asked to explain number of comparisons again.
Number of comparisons are n into n minus 1 by 2. Here, n is equal to 5. How 5? Look at, there are the 5 variables. So 5 into 4 by 2, that's 10. Check it out. There are 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. 10 comparisons are there.
Okay, so next question is can we collect the data one by one and then make the first table based on the majority rule?
Yes, we can do that. You can take it one by one, and going ahead with the experts, you can take data like that. We have a paper, the base paper I shared exactly goes with that. That says I have taken one by one and gone with the mode and then made this table. This is also possible, but first part is better when you ask them collectively, because the point is at times one person is thinking something, other is thinking something. So when both discuss, they come to a common point. That is better, but other cannot be ruled out. That is also possible. One by one also you can collect. Next question.
So there are two more questions.
Yeah.
First is kindly tell why number of rows and columns need to be equal. Is it because of triangular matrix formation?
Absolutely, yes. It's because we require the data into triangular matrix. And then if you take one more here, one more variable I have taken, that the prestige, getting name and fame. Now, how come that name and fame is influencing others and is not getting influenced by others? How to read it as the row, Shreya, what it means? In the column when we'll say, we'll read it as admission has an effect on promotion, development has an effect, we are reading like that. So why you'd like to take something, name and fame, which has influence of others, but not getting influenced by others? We always take equal number of row and column.
Another question is when we collect collectively data, this can lead to biasness.
It's not called biasness. On the contrary, this is called as collectively after discussion, you take the data. Because we are not saying that one person cannot, we are encouraging discussions so that the different perspectives will come and people generally discuss and then give an answer. The basic idea is either you convince me or get convinced. So there is no biasness actually. After the discussion, the decision making comes through that. It's not biasness, it's a discussion.